Hello everyone, I'm Mari, and welcome back to Better English. There's a question many of us quietly ask ourselves, especially as one year comes to an end. How do I truly become a better version of myself, not just on the outside, but from within? We talk a lot about self-improvement, about appearance, discipline, career, success. But there's one part that often gets overlooked: the soul. You can become stronger, you can become more capable, you can achieve more. But if inside you still feel tired, anxious, empty, or constantly self-critical, that kind of upgrade will never last. In today's episode, I want to share 7 soul-nourishing values. Not abstract theories, but deeply human principles that have changed how I see myself, my relationships, and my life. These values won't make you perfect, but they can help you feel lighter, steadier, and less driven by inner lack. You don't have to change everything at once. Just listen, notice which value resonates most with you, and begin nurturing it gently, day by day. If you're feeling tired, if you've tried hard but still don't feel at peace, this episode is for you. Let's begin with the first value. The first value I want to share sounds simple, but it's the reason many people suffer deeply in relationships. Don't expect others to give you what you haven't given yourself. Many people enter love, friendships, or even marriage with a quiet hope. Someone will come and complete me. They want care. They want love. They want reassurance. They want to feel seen. But when love only comes from the outside, it's fragile. And when it leaves, everything collapses. If you want gentle love, start speaking gently to yourself. If you want respect, stop punishing yourself for every mistake. If you want someone who stays, learn to stay with yourself, on both good days and painful ones. When you haven't given yourself enough, you'll cling to anyone who gives you a little, and you'll be terrified of losing them, because you have nowhere else to receive love from. But when you are emotionally full, you no longer seek others to fill a void. You choose them, not out of lack, but out of alignment. Self-love isn't selfish. It's responsibility. And once you understand that, you stop accepting half-hearted relationships, unclear affection, and people who only show up when they need you. The second value I want to share is familiar, yet incredibly difficult to practice. Learn to let go of what you can't control. We often believe that if we control harder, try more, explain better, everything will turn out the way we want. But the truth is, the more we control, the more exhausted we become. The more we fear loss, the easier it is to lose. Control doesn't come from strength, it comes from fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of replacement, fear of uncertainty. In relationships, control often disguises itself as care. But if you constantly monitor, remind, or worry that everything will fall apart once you let go, then the issue may not be letting go too soon, but holding on too tightly. Letting go doesn't mean neglect. It means putting things back where they belong. You set clear boundaries. You observe actions. And you make decisions, instead of trying to change someone who doesn't want to change. The same applies to yourself. Some things can't be changed immediately. Your appearance, your past, your starting point, your family background. The more you fight reality, the more it hurts. Acceptance doesn't weaken you, it lightens you. And from that lightness, you finally have the energy to change what can be changed. The third value I deeply believe in, yet many people overlook, is this: build your own emotional energy reserve. Most people only take care of their emotions when they're already exhausted, hurt, or about to collapse. But emotions are like money. If you don't save when you have enough, you'll panic when crisis comes. An emotional reserve is made of small, repeated moments that help you recover before you burn out. For me, it might be journaling a few lines at night, painting in silence, listening to soft piano music, or simply walking slowly under the morning sun. These moments don't create achievements. They don't earn money. They don't make you better overnight. But they refill you from the inside. When you have emotional energy, you react less. You get less irritated. You're less easily hurt. And you don't need to unload your emotions onto others. But when your emotional reserve is empty, even a small comment can feel overwhelming. Nurturing your soul isn't about doing something grand. It's about learning to be present with yourself every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes. You don't need to be happy all the time. You just need to be someone who knows how to return to yourself before asking the outside world to fill the gap. The fourth value I want to share is a major shift in how we define happiness. Peace doesn't mean you have to smile all the time. For a long time, many people believed happiness meant being cheerful, always smiling, always creating positive energy for others. But over time, I realized something different. People who are truly at peace don't need to smile constantly. They are calm, they are grounded, and they don't perform emotions for validation. When peace comes from within, you stop trying to prove that you're okay. You smile when you genuinely feel like smiling, and you stay quiet when silence feels right. No more polite smiles to please others. No more pretending to be happy when you're exhausted inside. True peace is allowing yourself to be exactly where you are emotionally. Some days you're full of energy. Other days you want to slow down, speak less, and express less. Both states are valid. You don't need to be pleasant for everyone. You just need to be honest with yourself. When you stop forcing yourself to smile, you protect your energy. And that quiet presence often makes others feel safe just by being around you. The fifth value I want to share is a mindset that brings emotional lightness. Don't take everything personally. Many of us believe that every change in tone, every reaction, every shift in behavior has something to do with us. Someone replies late. We assume we did something wrong. Someone sounds distant. We think they no longer like us. Someone changes. We ask ourselves, am I not enough? But the truth is, most of what people do reflects their inner world, not your worth. Someone may be irritable because they're exhausted. Someone may pull away because they're emotionally overwhelmed. Someone may disappear because they don't know how to face things. When you take everything personally, you turn yourself into a victim of situations that were never about you. Not every silence is rejection. Not every distance is dislike. And not every departure means you are unworthy. When you learn to separate yourself from other people's stories, you react less and observe more. You ask instead of assume. You choose to leave instead of suffer. And you keep your inner peace in situations beyond your control. Don't carry other people's pain as your own responsibility. Not everything is about you, and that realization is incredibly freeing. The sixth value I want to share is difficult, yet deeply life-changing. Face and heal the wounds from your family and your past. Many of us grow up carrying pain we don't even know how to name. The pain of not being heard, not being protected, not being loved in the way we needed. And when these wounds aren't healed, they don't disappear. They simply change form. They show up in relationships, in fear of abandonment, in difficulty trusting others, in loving deeply yet feeling unsafe. Some people say, "That's family. It's in the past. I'm grown now." But the truth is, what you experienced as a child shapes how you love, how you react, and how you see yourself as an adult. Healing doesn't mean blaming the past, and it doesn't always mean reconciliation. Healing begins with acknowledging that you were hurt, allowing yourself to feel sadness, anger, and grief without minimizing or dismissing those emotions. Over time, you may come to understand that your parents were also human beings, carrying their own unresolved pain. Forgiveness is not about justifying what happened. It's about freeing yourself. When you dare to face your deepest wounds, you step into true maturity, no longer living in resentment, no longer letting the past define your future. The final value I want to share is simple, yet profoundly powerful. Practice quiet kindness. No need to announce it. No need for recognition. No need for anyone to know. When your soul is truly nourished, you no longer do good things to prove anything. You do them because it feels right. Quiet kindness may look like helping a stranger without expecting gratitude, treating someone gently when they're clearly struggling, even if they never say thank you. It's helping in silence, and then walking away peacefully. This kind of kindness does not drain you. It enriches you from within. When you give without expectation, you're no longer dependent on others' reactions. You don't feel hurt when appreciation doesn't come. You don't feel disappointed when you're unseen. You simply live as the person you choose to be. And I truly believe that when someone is at peace inside, their kindness naturally flows outward. Soft, unspoken, enduring. If you've stayed with me until the very end of this episode, perhaps you, too, are entering a season of life where you want to slow down, go deeper, and live more truthfully. Nourishing your soul is not about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole. And when you are whole within, your outer world will begin to shift, quietly, gently, and naturally.